Let's talk anime. Hello and welcome to Brandon's Discuss Anime, the Reckless Amoeba podcast. How's everybody doing today?
Aside from falling asleep?
I'm not wearing pants.
I am Brandon
I see he's taking the... I think he's taking the Dan Avidan route now.
Not wearing pants. I am Brandon Horvath, the host number one of this show, and with me are my friends, Brandon Falinger.
Hello. I might be here, I might not be here. We'll find out.
You are here, and you will be here. Or else.
Look, I still might just be a voice in your head, alright?
Well then, you're voicing everybody else's head as long as they're wearing headphones.
I mean, here's the problem, right? If I'm in your head, nobody else can hear me.
Good point.
You're literally just talking to yourself.
And the other voice in my head, Orion Stokiel.
Ahoy hoy.
Wait. Are we voices in your head, or are we the angel and devil on your shoulders?
But then who would be who?
That's a very good question and very debatable. I'll leave the comments to decide.
So, what's going on with you? Anything you want to talk about?
Do we want to bring up the whole YouTube controversy currently that's going on?
I would rather not.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to, but part of me says it's kind of oversaturated at this point.
Then let's just put like a tiny footnote in this and just say that we don't agree with what happened, and it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, we may make wacky videos down the line. In fact, we are, but we won't make insensitive videos.
Or we'll try not to. There might be some toes that accidentally get stepped on.
Yeah, but
that happens with everyone. Comedy's subjective.
Like, if you have conspiracy theory things or, like, puppets reading the news, like, those offend you, we're sorry.
Somebody ate my spaghetti.
Uganda Knuckles.
Do I know the way? I know the way.
Come with me, brother. You know the way.
He does not know the way.
You do not smell of Ebola.
I know the way.
And now we are suddenly far, far dated. Even in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Meme culture evolves so fast.
Yes.
Oh, man. But yeah, just touching on that. There has been like an update, like there has been action taken, which I feel like it should be harsher personally, but something at least has happened. Yeah. So I'll give it that.
Yeah, and we're recording this on January 13th, so if you're listening to this later, that's when it's happening.
It's not quite Friday the 13th. Quite close, though.
Yeah.
Saturday the 13th.
I just remember some cartoon doing the horror movie Saturday the 14th. Yeah.
Like, I like the choice. I don't know if it would be executed well.
I think it was one of those Steven Spielberg cartoons from the 90s.
Then it probably was executed well.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking about being out of date on things, I kind of wanted to discuss this on the previous podcast, but since we didn't have a previous podcast in like 6 to 8 weeks, yeah, sorry about that. Did you see what Cards Against Humanity did?
Yeah.
Which one? I've heard a couple of things.
They gave people $1,000, and also, did they buy a baseball stadium or something?
No. I heard they stopped being Cards Against Humanity, and now they're a snack company.
No.
They make prongles.
Oh,
that was literally just a one-off joke for like a month, dude.
Yeah, dude, this was like a month ago, or like a month and a half ago when I first was hearing about it. So we haven't recorded since then, so I kind of want to mention, like, hey, did you see this?
Yeah, but you're telling me they switched into a snacks company. They made a one-off generic chip thing.
No, but according to the Prongles website, they do not deal with card games anymore. That was part of the joke.
Exactly. It's the joke. It's not the actual case.
I know that.
No, you don't. I feel like you were very convinced.
Do you remember their tagline for the potato chips?
No, I don't.
Once you pop, that's great.
Honestly, I think you should just say, once you pop, you should probably stop. Oh, man.
That's freaking hilarious.
Do we want to talk about EAing things up and fucking things up even more?
Sure. Let's go into the loot boxes again.
Hey, have you guys heard of that meme, Dat Boy, with the frog on a unicycle?
Oh, God.
What? I think that was pretty old.
Yeah, that's why I said
old,
it.
But yeah, controversial. I mean, do you really want to get into that? Because the guy that created it is trying to sue to get it back.
What?
What?
Yeah? No, that
Sued to get what back?
the meme back. He's trying to sue to get it back. Like,
how can you get a meme back? It's a meme.
He released it on the internet. That's the point. Nobody knows how you're gonna logically do this.
That's like Beyonce trying to get the internet to delete that photo.
Yeah, he wants royalties for it all of a sudden. Like, to the point where I think Steam had it at one point as like an emote. They got rid of it because of this shit. Because they don't want to deal with it. Because the guy's trying to sue to get like royalties and shit for everyone that's using it. It's just on the internet. It's been released for years. You can't.
Yeah. What the hell?
But yeah, he started like that process, I think like a month and a half ago. But it's freaking insane to me. I'm like, how? There's no possible way. But no, like getting back to the fun stuff and the loot boxes and the fun junk. So, who plays PUBG? Let me just ask that.
I do not know what that exactly is.
I've played it for like a couple hours.
How do you like the idea of introducing purchasable loot boxes?
I thought they already had that. Or
They do,
buy,
but now
you
they're
have to buy keys.
No. They're introducing ones that you have to buy, like specifically buy. They don't unlock through levels. They don't unlock any way for free. You have to buy them.
That's
on top of that, right, they published, your chances of what you get out of that loot box, right?
Yeah.
And because it's on Steam, you can trade the items. Like, this is pretty much reeking of another...
They're trying to make it look SCGO.
Yeah, it's basically going to smell like CSGO soon again, because, like...
CSGO, wow.
Yeah. Like the...
StarCraft, yes.
What was it? It was like a leopard print, like, face handkerchief that you would wrap over your face, right?
Yeah.
So, that had like a 0.16% chance to drop, and you go on Steam and look for it, it's $1,800.
That's just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. There was a jacket in there that I think was like 0.45%, and that's like... I think that's another $1,100 product.
Excuse me. I think my jaw's on the floor. Could somebody please pick it up?
For digital merchandise.
I know, that's ridiculous.
This isn't gambling at all. No.
Yeah.
Just because you have an intermediate in between doesn't make it not gambling.
That...
Is it just all cosmetic?
It's all cosmetic.
That is aggravating.
Bad, but
completely cosmetic.
Also, a lot of people play that game.
Well, I mean, a lot of people played CSGO, and you know how the skins went.
Yeah. I mean, I think I put $10, but I bought the skins like for 2 cents.
Yeah.
Like I bought like the easy ones to get.
But yeah, no, like my point is like they're making it worse even after EA's horse shit that's probably going to get them canned from the Star Wars franchise. And then we have Overwatch introducing this whole what is it, like League skins, because they introduced the Overwatch League, right?
Uh-huh.
Which they're honestly just shitty recolorings of the generic skins.
Yeah. I know Philly has a team. I don't know if they'll put that in there, though.
I don't know. It all
Philly
depends
Fusion.
if they get high enough.
So that's pretty neat.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm sitting here, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, but I don't care.
But Brandon, what do drugs have to do with video games? You said if they get high enough.
I mean, yeah, you want to go into the science of it. If you want to get into the science of it and the whole dopamine bullshit that your brain produces that gets you addicted to it, yeah. But like it's so manipulative, it drives me fucking insane. I hate it so much.
And on that note, let's get into today's topic.
Was there nothing else anyone wanted to discuss before we move on to the main event?
Not really.
Well, there we go.
I just woke up not too long ago, so my brain's still trying to wake up.
The joys of Night Crew.
The little hamster's running around on the wheel extra hard right now.
Yeah.
So, Orion, Mobile Fighter G Gundam. This is kind of popular since it has a familiar sounding word in it.
Yeah. Is it like the anime from like the 90s? Or...
I mean,
It
is
in the 90s.
It is part of a franchise.
Yes, so there was a series that was released in the 90s, so you are partially correct.
You're getting there.
Why does this sound like they just drive cars?
I mean, I guess driving technically, not quite the
Technically,
the verb I'd be looking for.
Is it like a spin-off, like how they had the shield for the Marvel, so nobody watched it, and it's just like the CIA trying to like stop people from using giant robots.
I mean, I guess you could argue that it's a spin-off.
yes.
I don't know if it, canonically is or not.
So there's the robots in it.
There are robots in it, yes.
But it's debatable whether or not they are technically robots or mobile suits.
Okay, so kind of like Mega Man, but
No. You're thinking too small scale, my friend.
Oh, so it's like what's that movie with the robots where they fight the Kaiju?
Pacific Rim?
Wait, what would you say?
Pacific Rim.
Yes, Pacific Rim.
Pacific,
close.
not
Very-
specific.
Pacific, yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said specific.
No. Although I'd like to watch that movie, I don't know what it'd be about.
I'm pretty sure he's still slurring his words from sleep.
Yeah, I am.
Although I
But,
heard the Asylum, the people who made Sharknado, made a Atlantic Rim.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, I did not see it though, but I want to.
God.
Okay.
No, do we want to just reveal at this point because he's getting close? But...
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
The year is 0079.
Well, hold on. Before we get into that part, let me just point this out. So, the Gundam franchise is a thing that exists. It is a big franchise. It is still currently ongoing.
Yes.
However, this run right here, I don't believe it takes place in the same universe or timeline or something like that.
I was going to say that. So now you kind of eliminated my...
No, I'm sorry. I thought you'd already gotten into that part.
No,
I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say, the year is 0079. Zeon is attacking. So,
oh, you were going to go into the full thing. All right,
yeah, I
I
was
didn't
going to
realize
say
that.
a brief thing about like Amuro Ray and Char Aznable. Their struggle over 15 years, covering 3 series, 2 movies, but this has nothing to do with them.
Not at all.
Yes.
Again, not sure. It's not. I don't even know if you could call it a spin-off because the only thing that's similar is the technology.
Yeah, this is an alternate storyline because the whole Amuro and Char, I think it's Char, even though it's CH.
Yeah, it sounds like an SH, but it is spelled CH.
Yeah. That was the Universal Century storyline. This is the Future Century storyline. And I think there may be a Advanced Century storyline. I know there's an AC Gundam. But right now...
Yeah, I'm not... I don't know enough about the franchise itself to make the distinguish.
Yeah.
To distinguish them.
Mm-hmm.
So this came out in like the 80s?
1994.
Did the original Gundam come out in the 80s?
1979.
Even farther back. Okay, there you go.
Wow, I didn't realize they were pretty much all Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yep, that's the main title of the franchise, and then you have your subtitle of the series.
Yeah, and just a little brief thing. I do know some Gundam, like G Gundam, I know really well of. Gundam Wing, I'm shady on, and
same.
And the Universal Century side stories like 0080, 83, and Unicorn, I watched and I know pretty well. And
I've watched some of Iron Blooded Orphans, which is the currently ongoing one.
Is that Universal Century?
Again, I don't know enough to distinguish. Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
And one thing, let me just rant about here. There is a smooth jazz sung in English closing to 0083. Why smooth jazz? I have no idea.
That's right. I did watch some of Gundam Unicorn, and the one guy has like an obsession with jazz. It's great.
And the first opening of Unicorn is sung in English, but it has like the strangest lyrics. It's like every time we hurt ourselves with knives, I'm calling for your name again.
I mean, I'm going to guarantee that there's somebody that knows exactly why it's that way and has gone with like the in-depth understanding of it. I don't understand, but I do find it interesting.
Yeah, but overall, Gundam must have like 12, 15 series, maybe.
Hey.
Yeah,
it's up there.
Yeah, maybe even reaching, I would say 20, but that's like a high guess for me. But all of them
it's somewhere up there.
Yeah, it's like it's like 18 or something. I just counted. I'm on the Wikipedia now.
Yeah.
So now I just sound like an idiot.
Cheater! Cheater! Why
it's
are you
there.
cheating?
I was just curious, and then I just saw everything is pretty much called Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Except this one is Mobile Fighter G Gundam, because
there's kind of a reason for it.
Yeah, there is kind of war involved, but let's get ready for a robot rumble. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh God! So I'm trying to figure out like where to start off with this. Like, do we just jump into the full-on tournament arc?
I think it's best to explain a little bit about it. Like, what is it? Every year or so, the Gundams get together, one from each country, to have a fight for superiority.
Well, there's also this whole thing that I think you need to realize that countries have literally left the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they've attached rockets to the bottom of the country and flown it into space.
Oh, I forgot that part.
So, instead of calling it just regular Japan, it's now like Neo Japan and like Neo whatever city or country it is.
Neo America.
Pretty much, yes.
And let's just say the Gundams in here are kind of stereotype, kind of racist, kind of...
Oh, come on, I love it. I don't care, I love it.
Holland has a windmill Gundam.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
I know, but that's kind of saying, like, Holland only has windmills.
Look, man, you have one thing to represent you, all right? One. You gotta make it count.
Does Switzerland have one made of chocolate?
I don't remember Switzerland's. Like, we don't see every single country, unfortunately, because not all of them have taken off into space for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the American Gundam is a boxer.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome, too.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? The Russian Gundam basically has, like, wrecking balls for arms.
I think when I was bigger into my Gundam building phase, I had 2 from G Gundam. I think Shining and Bolt.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me see here. Isn't Noble Gundam actually from Switzerland? I'm trying to remember. Because if that's the case...
And can we just talk about the gnarness of, like, the main tag...
No, Sweden. Sweden is what it's from.
Phrase for the super power of the Shining Gundam? Like that whole paragraph he needs to say.
I mean, to be fair, right? Most of the Gundam series, you have an actual cockpit and stuff, and it's more akin to maybe like a jet fighter that you're controlling, right? That's the cockpit. In this case, it's literally
motion capture.
It is basically mocap. Like, you are basically sitting in the center of the Gundam in a mocap suit, and the fighter basically mimics your exact movements. Like,
so they have the Tequila Gundam, which is the Mexico.
I believe Mexico actually has like a sombrero on their Gundam, if I recall correctly.
And he has cactus. Dude, that's freaking badass.
I'm pretty sure he's got like a poncho too.
Yeah, some weird thing, but that looks really freaking badass.
That's the thing, right? Like, even if you want to argue this is stereotyping, it looks awesome.
Yeah, I admit, like, some of the Gundams there looked amazing. Yeah, this one has, like, the more creative designs for Gundams.
That's part of the reason why I like it. Like, they don't feel as generic as some of them. And we'll probably get shade for this, and I don't really care.
And at least once a season, you have the RX-78 color type, or something that looks remarkably similar to the RX-78. Like, white legs, blue body, red feet, with, like, some gray here and there, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that look just really, really cool. Mm-hmm. Like, no matter how you look at it.
Oh, and I just found it. Like, the shining finger way to turn it on is by saying this following paragraph. This hand of mine glows with an awesome power. Its burning grip tells me to defeat you. Now take this, my love, my anger, and all of my sorrow. Shining finger.
Well, my thought would be, like, is that actually the unlocking phrase for the Gundam itself, or is that something to hype himself up to do it?
I'm not sure, because it's like he says that every time he needs to turn it on. I don't think he ever just says shining finger.
I mean, like, think about it, right? Like, what is his name?
Kashu.
No. Like, even his master does that, though. Yeah. Master Asia does that. Like, he announces the attack's name. He goes through that kind of bullshit.
I think saying the name of the attack is necessary, but I don't know if Domon needs to say the entire paragraph every time he says it. Because Goku needs to say Kamehameha to blast the Kamehameha.
Actually, he doesn't. He's done so on multiple occasions where he has not announced the attack name and just done it.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Is that like announcing an attack? Is that kind of like a anime
trope?
Yeah, it's kind of like a shonen manga trope or shonen anime trope. Which, if you haven't taken notice yet, G Gundam follows that pretty closely.
Oh, yes.
This is not so much a mecha anime as it is a fighting anime.
Is it I assume just the robots fighting each other?
Yes, that's the idea at the end of the tournament, is just whoever reigns supreme, the Gundams will fight one another in a set-up tournament.
That's pretty cool.
49 episodes from April 1994 to March 1995.
So let me just quick lay down what's happening here. So the original character who used to represent Japan from the previous tournament or whatever it was stepped down and put his student in his place. So Domon Kashu is now the current representative of Neo Japan for this tournament. What ends up happening at some point in Domon's past, he loses his brother. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, at that point he believes he's dead, but during the course of the anime, his brother shows up later on. They were working on at one point an experimental Gundam which backfired horribly. So they basically think Racer X from Speed Racer. It's that backstory.
Okay.
So some horrible accident happens. Your brother's now disappeared. Now he's suddenly coming back, or it seems he's coming back into the story. Whether or not the main character realizes it's his brother or not is up to debate.
I think at some point
he does realize it
finds it out first.
Yes, Rain Mikami, I believe that's her last name.
Yeah.
But yes, his girlfriend is also one of the tech researchers that helps out with the Gundam maintenance and such.
And that just seems to be a Gundam trope. It's like pilot falls in love with mechanic.
I mean, isn't that Full Metal Alchemist as well?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Pilot of the Automail falls in love with his goddamn mechanic.
Yeah, Winry was kind of a mechanic, too.
Kind of. She was straight up a mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's constantly got, like, grease and a wrench in her hand.
And now I'm remembering Winry, and how I thought she was kind of cute.
I mean, with all that skin she's showing, I'm surprised you wouldn't. Anyway, back to the actual subject at hand.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically his brother starts kind of showing up here and there and starts questioning, like, what's this about? I believe his brother represents Neo Germany, if I remember right, because his mask is literally the German flag.
Not gonna make an obvious joke there.
Oh God, yes. Let's see here. But yes, he ends up going into the tournament and fighting through that, trying to figure out at the same time, like, who this person is, like whether it's his brother or not. And eventually taking on the moniker of, what is it, the King of Hearts, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which his old master was.
Yes. Speaking of which, Master Asia is probably the most badass old man I've ever seen. His literal introduction is him fighting off other mobile suits by himself. Like, he's not in the suit, but his own flesh and bone is stopping cannonballs and tossing them back at the mobile suits.
And doesn't he have some kind of, like, chi-based power around him that he can fight?
I don't know. I don't remember that. I know he uses, like, a random sash.
Oh, yeah! Like, as a whip.
Like, as a whip. Or as, basically, he's using it like Indiana Jones would his whip for different purposes. The introduction to him is him fighting off an army of mobile suits by himself on his own, with no other backup than his own flesh and blood and that sash. Like, Roshi, eat your fucking heart out. Look at this guy. Like, I'm hard-pressed to think of another extremely badass, overly powerful old man character in anime like that.
I'm sure there are a few, but Master Asia is probably one of the top
there.
5.
He's up there. You could argue probably like the original captain of the 13 Court Guard squads in, or the Shotai 13, I think, in Bleach. You can argue him.
Oh yeah, him.
I'd give him. I'd put him up there too somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I would not put the 4th Hokage up there. I don't think he's anywhere near that level of power.
Haven't seen too much Naruto, so I can't agree or disagree.
I don't think Roshi's anywhere near that. Like, even in Super's version of him so far.
Yeah, and even in bulked up form.
I mean, I'm even including that because that's from the original Dragon Ball.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I don't even think he can hold a candle to that, because I don't think he could probably take out one or two with the Kamehameha if they're lined up, but that's about it. I don't see him taking on an entire army. But yeah, no, like we get into the tournament arc, we go through all this bullshit of finding things. That's basically the setup for your plot. He does switch Gundams from the original Shining Gundam, which does end up getting destroyed at one point, to the new and improved Burning Gundam.
Or God Gundam in Japan.
Or God Gundam, yes, which, again, I don't care which, it looks badass.
And because we're Americans, we can't say the word God in a kid's anime.
Yeah, especially not... Well, you probably could if it was, rated M.
Yeah, but was the Devil Gundam called the Devil Gundam, or did it have a
I'm pretty sure it was called
name?
Dark Gundam.
Oh, Dark...
Lame. What are you gonna do? It was literally a PG-rated series, so they had to make some changes. To be fair, I still think Burning Gundam is better than God Gundam as a name.
Okay.
Like, it sounds cooler to me.
Yeah, and doesn't he have, like, a long paragraph for the
Burning Finger?
Team?
Yes.
Yeah, the Burning Finger.
Yes. Although, as far as I know, he only uses his, what was it, the one technique, Sekiha Ten Kyoken or something like that. Oh. That's all he says for it. Where it's just like a flurry of attacks.
That's why I'm thinking to use the Shining or Burning Finger, he needs to say that paragraph.
It just I mean, to be fair, you can't silence him technically. Like, because he's in a cockpit. It's not like, unless you're going to, like, have somebody crawl in there and just slap their hand over his mouth. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
Like, the best you're going to do is target the cockpit and kill him, which is against the rules.
Yeah, but didn't the Shining come back and who was the girl again?
Rain.
I was going to say Ray for some reason, but didn't they have like the love double finger?
Maybe? I don't recall that episode.
Okay, because I know Rain gets a Gundam and the Burning and her do like some double finger attack. Which, oh my god, we're sounding sexual again.
The innuendo is real. Was it actually Rain, or are you thinking of Allenby?
I thought it was Rain doing the, like, love double finger.
Let me see here. Let me see if I can find that.
It may be called something different.
I'm just gonna see if I can find something like that. Oh yeah, it is. There is an episode of that. Yeah, here it is. I found it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's right at the end, but she does not have her own Gundam.
Oh.
When this is happening. That was like the final climax of the series, it looks like.
Ah.
But yeah, she does not have her own Gundam.
Okay.
Allenby, who's from Sweden and pilots the Neo. This is actually interesting too, because we find out about Allenby, who, if I recall correctly, let's see here. What is her age? Because she's really young. Let's see here. She is... Oh, no, she's not all that young. She's 17. I thought she was, like, 15.
Oh.
But, yeah, she's piloting the Sweden Gundam, which is literally just, like, a blonde girl in a sailor suit. With high heels, which I'm not opposed to. Like, it seems like it's more an homage to Sailor Moon than anything else. But, yeah, this one looks really... I also really like the design of this one, since it's one of the only feminine Gundams as well.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, we learned about Allenby. She's kind of a genetic experiment.
Oh.
If you recall, like, they trigger, like, some kind of genetic enhancement to cause her to go into a berserker mode. And I believe on at least 2 or 3 occasions, Domon has to step in and, like, stop it. Like, keep her from, like, literally destroying things around her, including the audience watching. But, like, that was their secret weapon for Sweden, was, like, let's turn her into this goddamn berserker. Yeah, the support system brings out 120% of her latent fighting abilities. Also, there was, like, a love triangle between her, Domon, and Rain at one point. Just because she's been an experiment. To see someone care about her actually is shocking to her.
Do you have any questions, Orion?
So... Are these Gundams like remotely operated, or are they in?
They're inside, like I'm gonna say either the chest cavity or like the abdomen of the Gundam is like where they're situated. The pilots, like in there's like a room where they have the MoCat system in.
Okay.
Okay, and we keep mentioning Shining Finger. Basically, it's a grab attack that crushes the opponent's skull. Well, not the human opponent, the Gundam's head, which is an instant disqualification.
Yeah, technically it could tackle anything. Like it could crush the arms or whatever, but normally it's the head. It's the target.
Yeah. Because
I'm actually not sure what powers that though, because it's a green glow rather than the Burning Gundam's one.
Are they are they in a ring, or are they fighting like in a city or something like that?
Both.
It's actually funny because the entire globe is considered a ring. Like during the opening intro, you see a laser like boxing ring or wrestling rope show up around the globe.
Huh.
The entire planet is literally one. I believe actually that's the whole part of the preliminaries. Actually, is like you're just wandering around the planet looking for whoever you find to take out of the tournament.
All right, so it's like almost like a Royal Rumble where there's multiple robots in the fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe once they get down to like a certain number, that's when they go into like your generic tournament of a ladder tree.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and although I don't think, like, quote-unquote, the entire world, like, I don't think you can escape out of certain boundaries at some points.
I don't think you can in that, or like in that first part of the tournament. I think you're stuck there.
Yeah, so...
Like, you cannot leave the atmosphere is the idea.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you can't run away, like, 50 miles away to escape your opponent because you don't want to fight.
You could.
Oh, okay.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're in that first part, it's literally just wander around, find an opponent, take out.
Okay.
So
it won't matter. You can set up traps if you want to.
Hmm.
Like, that was part of the reason I think the Windmill Gundam had the ability to transform into a literal windmill, like, for camouflage.
yeah, his armor is a freaking windmill tower.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Canada had a freaking lumberjack Gundam too, if I remember.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. You had a freaking beam axe.
Do they destroy each other,
Yes.
or
Yes.
the person manning the Gundam dies, or
They cannot kill them.
okay?
Otherwise, the person that does the act is then immediately disqualified.
Although the Devil Gundam is debatable because he's evil and...
Not part of the tournament, technically.
Yeah, but he is more murderous.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
an outside force. He's not part of the actual tournament itself. He's kind of just a roaming threat
Gotcha.
that I don't believe most people know about until like the very end that he's around, other than Domon.
And Domon's
And-
friends.
Yeah, no, like Domon and the Neo Japan people that know about it.
And isn't the, like, Royal Flush gang?
Not so much a gang, but group. Yeah, like think Knights of the Round Table. Like you had, I think the Ace of Spades was the Russian one.
The Queen
Was
of
it-
Hearts?
The Queen of Hearts, I believe, was Allenby, I want to say. No, it wasn't. No, there was no females. It was China, France, America, Japan, and what was there was a fifth one, wasn't there?
I know one of them
But they
was the
were all
Joker.
male. They were all male. Yeah, Joker would have been the fifth one.
Yeah, but they
I
did
think.
have a queen suit in there. Like they had a
Yeah,
10 Jack Queen King Joker.
Yeah, I think the Queen was France, I want to say. Like the very effeminate Frenchman. Who had like a matador, which is funny because he had
Just
basically
used
a
a
matador.
laser
Or no,
back
no, it wasn't a matador. It was a what is it? Fencing. He was a fencing Gundam. Like he had like the drape like a matador, but he would open it up and you'd have like little flying laser cannons that would come out
Awesome.
and just start blasting them from all over.
Although I remember there was a Bull Gundam.
Bolt Gundam, I believe,
No,
was
Bull.
actually the Bull.
Yeah,
That might have been Spain. You know, running of the bulls and all that.
That makes sense.
Let's see. But yeah, no, it's a really interesting series to see because you don't see like outright mecha fighters like this all that often. Like I think the only one I saw previous to this was like Metabots, which now that I'm thinking about it, might be one we want to throw into the list. But that one was on like a small scale, more like I'm gonna say like probably the size of a young child is what a Metabot is.
Dude, I remember that show.
Yeah, and it was basically like Pokemon battles.
Yeah, that show's pretty neat. You actually had a few Metabots.
But I had to. I wish I still had them. But yeah, no, the Mobile Fighter G Gundam was actually a really interesting show for someone that's not super into mecha.
Yeah.
Like it's a great way to start getting into that series.
Yeah.
There's some.
And I wish they would do more with the Advanced Century story. I mean, the Future Century storyline, rather than the Holy Universal Century.
Actually, let me also throw this in there, because Master Asia does have his own Gundam called Master Gundam.
Oh, I remember
Of course
that.
he does. And he has a Gundam horse. That his horse has a mocap suit and everything. So
What?
his Gundam rides the horse's Gundam.
What?
It's great.
What?
You don't remember that?
No!
It's fucking awesome. He rides the horse around.
I do know mobile horses exist because, like, looking for more Gundam kits to build, I saw a few Chinese-inspired Gundams with horses.
Yeah,
I remember Master Asia's horse.
Yeah, I have. I actually have the model for Master Asia and his horse. Like I got that, I believe, a year or two ago, as well as Burning Gundam and Noble Gundam. So I have those three from the show for myself. But yes, he has a horse.
Now I'm just thinking about that Old Spice commercial. I'm on a horse.
Like it's freaking great. And he also, like, Master Gundam also has wings, which he wears as like a cloak around himself at points.
Dude.
And doesn't Master Gundam have like a whip too?
Yes.
Like an energy cloth?
Yes, it's like an energy sash too. And he also has like a dark version of the burning finger.
Like the Master Finger?
Like something like that.
The Master Finger.
Oh man. Like it is great.
Look out, Smash Brothers! Here comes the Master Hand!
I mean, they had an entire, like, 3 Dynasty Warriors games just around the entirety of the Gundam franchise at that point.
Oh, yeah. That's why I wanted a PS2 emulator.
Actually, the one I played was on PS3. I think I played Dynasty Warriors. I think I played the second one, because there were 3 games that were Gundam. But I played through that and like, oh, so this is how I know some of the other characters from the other series.
I think Kamen Rider also had a Dynasty Warriors style of game.
Mm-hmm. What was it? But, yeah. One of the things I did want to mention was, like, I don't know what powers the Shining Finger. Like, with the Burning Finger, we know it's heat. Like, you see it melt some of the body parts that it attacks with that. I don't know what the Shining Finger is powered by.
Emotion, love, anger, and sorrow.
Yeah, but I mean mechanically.
Love, anger, and sorrow?
Yeah, that doesn't. No, it doesn't work that way. Let's see here.
He's making the opponent take all his love, anger, and sorrow, and then the hand glows green.
Yeah, which is why I don't know what the hell it is. It's just a lot of energy. It says it just concentrates a lot of energy.
Oh.
That's all it is. It's just energy, right?
Okay.
Just generic energy.
Okay.
Whereas with Burning Gundam, I'm pretty sure it's like an extreme amount of heat.
Emotion energy.
Now, let's see here. That's Try Burning Star. Jesus Christ, they've freaking done Burning Gundam quite a bit. Like, there's Try Burning Gundam, apparently, which I didn't know about. Actually, here, well, even better. I'll just look up Domo, and that'll be a faster way to find it.
And wasn't there a series like Gundam Build Fighters where they
Yes,
have...
I believe that's where Tri Gundam came from, or
Okay.
Tri Burning Gundam.
Okay.
I've seen the models of those around at like Barnes and Nobles.
And Gundam Build Fighters is kind of a gotta catch 'em all type of
It's
thing.
the Shuffle Alliance. That's what they were called.
Oh, the Shuffle Alliance. Wait, the Royal Flush Gang. Where was that? That was Batman, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say that's something. Yeah, that's Batman Beyond, I believe. Yeah, Master Asia was the former leader. It's the Black Joker, the Ace of Clubs, the Jack of Diamonds, the King of Hearts, and the Queen of Spades.
Yeah, the Royal Flush Gang was Batman.
Let's see here. Actually, here. Let me see first. Shuffle Alliance. The current members. Domon is the King of Hearts. Psyche, which is the Chinese member, is the Club of Ace of Clubs. Argo, who was Germany, is the Black Joker. Yeah, Chibodi Crockett is the Queen of Spades. So he was the English, he was the American guy. The American guy was the Queen.
Crockett.
And the Jack of Diamonds was George Desand, which was the Frenchman. Oh man. There were 5 members. I thought so.
A Mermaid Gundam.
I believe there was actually. Yes, I remember that now that you're saying it.
I was just looking up pictures of like all the different Gundams. This Gundam looks like he went to a Halloween party and he was the only one that dressed up for it. Just
Which Gundam is it?
the Mermaid Gundam.
Oh, the Mermaid Gundam.
He's just standing there, like looking ridiculous. Like, oh my god. He just looks like he's like, I thought we were supposed to dress up for this event.
That looks more like a
Meanwhile,
shark Gundam.
everybody else is just their normal gun.
That looks definitely more shark-based than mermaid. Oh no, the Gundams are turning into furries.
And he's supposed to be Danish.
I mean, it's a fish. It's literally a Zoid turning into a Gundam.
Oh,
He hasn't
Zoid.
tried it. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, this one obviously it was designed for aquatic combat, which I'm going to say most of the Gundams, if they would get in the water, would be fucked. Like this is one of the few that would be able to take them out immediately.
Yeah.
So
Basically awkward.
it would be a decent, strategic advantage.
But wouldn't all Gundams have, like, some water immunity or, like, waterproof? Because, like, the entire Earth is a ring, so you might be in a more oceany environment. Granted,
I mean,
that's
yeah.
one-
Yeah,
Yes.
you make a good point. Like, they would have their own, like, setouts, but this one's specifically designed for the water, as you can see.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
my
but-
point is, if they would get in the water, this guy would have a distinct advantage.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh no, water, my greatest weakness. I can't even put my Gundam toe in it.
Yeah, no, like, my thought would be they'd sink to the bottom, and depending on how deep that is, they might have a problem with the pressure.
Okay.
Then again, they can go out into the vacuum of space, from my understanding, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, they would still have to, like, climb their way back up. Like, none of them seem to have any kind of way to, like, propel themselves in the water that well.
They could always use their, like, rockets to...
But would that work underwater?
The rockets?
Yeah,
I think so. Honestly, I think it would.
because you would still need the spark to light it, and would that work with water surrounding it?
I mean, maybe they have, like the transforms into little propellers,
Maybe?
like a submarine or something.
I mean, maybe. I just don't remember them ever showcasing something like that in the show. Then again, it's been a couple of years since I watched the show.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any Gundam in like 20 years, so
But hey, at least you know about
Oh my
Gundam.
god.
it's all Greek to me.
Oh, the video's not there. I'm sorry. I'm looking at like the Mermaid Gundam wiki page, right? And there's a video of it. And while I can't get the video because apparently someone took it down, the thumbnail of it shows like a crab head Gundam and a freaking lobster Gundam in the back.
Yeah, it looks like that one
Like,
actually turns into a submarine.
Yeah, like they're going down to Earth. Like this is obviously from them going to Earth.
Yeah.
But you see the crab head and the freaking lobster one. But yes, this one has like literally a fish mode, which is why I think like if another Gundam is in the water, unless it's designed like this, this one's going to have a distinct advantage.
Yeah, that's
It's going to have the mobility that others wouldn't in the water.
So, Ryan, are you at all interested in Mobile Fighter G Gundam?
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. I love giant robots, so
Yeah, so
Or even-
maybe you'll give this one a chance.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's on Crunchyroll, I believe.
I think it's
I
probably.
believe so. I think so.
Yeah, definitely watch it.
Yes, it is on Crunchyroll as of
There we go.
now. So, hey. So, that's about it for this episode. Anybody?
Yeah, tell us what you guys tell us what you guys think.
Yep.
If you would want to watch the show, or if you watched it back when it first aired, you know. If you want to complain about it not being a main series Gundam, go ahead. I don't really care.
If you want to see more Mobile Suit G Gundam, go to Japan and go to Sunrise and say, hey, give us more Gundam G fighters.
That was a
Jeez.
butchering of the name, but okay.
Yes, I completely borked the name there. Yeah,
All right, I think that'll do it then. We'll see you guys later.
okay,
Yep.
later.
You got.